Hey everyone, welcome back to a impromptu episode of Moto Camp Adventure. I just crashed. One of my friends is going back to town. We're not too far out of a town where there's a sheriff, so he's going to try to grab a hold of him. I already called insurance, but they need me to get a police report before I can get a tow out of here. Yeah, so I'm all good. My gear saved me. Let's see, I have a Schubert C3 helmet, Climb, Climb Latitude Misano jacket, which held up, and then Climb Badlands pants, which actually held up really well. You can see that the abrasive material, the material that's supposed to keep from abrading worked really well. I'll show you that. So you can see I actually slid on this. It's definitely a little more worn down than the rest of the other stuff, but this is it's super high abrasive shit. There's a little hole where my boot kind of meets the pants. Panniers are super messed up. Helmet did its job. I slid on my face a little bit. Didn't open up. It's a little modular helmet. Comes Seth. Little hole in the back of this, just a little hole back here. Yeah, so the bike kind of high-sided and bent this handlebar. This is all bent up. You can see it definitely like slid along the crash bars, but crash bars did its job. Let me take care of business. Alright, so I was coming down this road on this pretty wide open, super easy corner. Complacency is what's get you guys. So coming down this way, you can see, so I was kind of looking over to the right, not really totally paying attention, looking in my rearview mirror, checking out my friend, making sure he's behind me. You can kind of start to see a little bit of like gravel and whatnot on the side of the road here. Always the gravel. So this shit, as soon as you start going over it, so I look up, I say, oh shit, I start turning kind of hard, and you can actually see this is, I think, the rear wheel where it starts sliding, right? And that's the front wheel. You can see that line. I think it target fixated on like the edge of the road or something. I think that's where I was looking. So somewhere over here. So I was catching it, sliding out. So I slid enough where I caught the rear wheel and I high-sided. So it put the bike down on the right and it slid. And it almost looks like it rolled, but I guess it might have. So I slid all the way from here. You kind of see some marks on the side of the road. I guess I was sliding here off my bike. I think it launched me off here, right? So I think I slid up to here. You can kind of see some marks. I think these, yeah, that could be from my helmet, maybe. But the bike ended up rolling into this ditch here. Let's see some more marks. Maybe that's the back of my helmet, because I ended up on my back, laying kind of facing this way. So ended up in that ditch, bike on its side, on the left side actually, now I think about it. So yeah, it must have rolled down here onto its left side, I guess. I doubt having these brand new Shinkos helped at all. Not that those were the cause whatsoever, but you know, trying to regain traction when they're sliding out with their front tire. Those things are barely even worn in. You can still even see like where the knobs generally sit on these. Like they're seriously not even, they're like less than maybe 300 miles total on these things. So I mean, engine guards did their job. This thing starts right up. Should be in neutral. Yep. I'm just gonna hold in the clutch. Yeah, starts up fine. I mean, we kind of rode it out a little bit here. course, while riding out of this grass, I happened to catch this rock and dropped it here again. So picked it up and actually brought it up somewhere over here. But I just pulled it out of the way for now since we're waiting for, right now we're waiting for CHP, and then after that I'll call insurance again. All right, so I had a CHP officer, a really cool guy named Steve, come down. I needed to get a police report before I could get my insurance to send out a tow truck. So he comes down, CHP guy, and he's like, "Oh, probably shouldn't do that." He used to be a rider himself. He actually still has a motorcycle, but he hasn't ridden in, a year, he said. Forget what bike it was, a Suzuki something or other. Anyway, he said, probably don't file a claim with your insurance, because it's just going to end up costing you more money down the road. This bike, really, if I wanted to get it operational again, all I would have to do is probably put a new handlebar on it and a new full new brake lever system, not just the lever itself. Obviously, the lever, like, even that didn't even break, but I think that's where I lost pressure in my front brakes, so I can't really ride it for that problem. So what's happening is we tried to get a few tow services to come pick me up. No one wants to bring me back to San Francisco. I'm about 3 hours away, I think. It's like 120 miles. I guess it's only like 2 hours. Well, I don't know. Anyway, my friend Seth, he's going back up to Sacramento. He's grabbing his Tacoma, and we're gonna put this thing in the back of that and get this thing back home. So now I'm just waiting for like 4 hours. It's like a 2-hour drive back up to Sacramento from here. It's a 2-hour drive back, and let's see how long it takes for me to get this to BMW. I'm probably just going to get it to the dealership. They're not open today, but I used to work there, so I know the guys there. Could probably park it somewhere safe until they open back up. So that's the game plan for now. While I wait the 4 hours, kind of got some forced meditation going on because I don't have any cell service other than the my just calling people. I can't send and receive text or anything. No data, basically. So there are worse places to crash. The CHP guy is super funny. He's like, you go further up this road and there's a bunch of like banjo wielding guys that aren't afraid to take shots at cops. So just be careful. Don't go up there. Unfortunately, I'm unarmed because California. Cool. Thanks, California. But I'll be fine. I don't think I'll have any issue. He says super far up the mountain, so I don't think... I mean, there's been already like 3 or 4 trucks that have gone by, and they haven't done anything, so... I'll be fine. I'll just be chilling here. I got all my camping food and tent and everything, so, I mean, shit, if like Seth's truck breaks down or something, like I can camp out here all night. The police officer said, just give him a call and he'll bring me back to the station or whatever. So yeah, that's my current state of affairs. I don't know what to do with this bike. Well, I guess we'll just see damage estimate wise what happens. Honestly, I've just been having constant problems with this bike. Like, it just never stops. I've dropped $2,500 into just not even like general maintenance stuff just to keep this fucking thing running. Excuse my language. Like, it's been a mess. And it's a bunch of weird, stupid issues that no one else has. So, I mean, it's not a reliability thing for BMW. I think I just got a lemon from some guy, or maybe even just became a lemon when I got it because my luck is just weird. So, we'll see about that. I've been kind of considering selling this thing and getting something different, so we'll see what happens. So, 3 weeks in advance, future self, hi. Turns out the bike was totaled. I don't want you to look at that video and think, wow, BMWs can't take much abuse, because like I said, I honestly could have probably just thrown a new handlebar on and a new master cylinder and got that thing back up and running. But like I said, I was pretty sick of that bike. It just burnt out trying to fix it all the time. As much as it is a cool looking bike and everything, and those are really good bikes for most people, including myself, that one in particular just felt like a lemon. So I'm actually kind of relieved to have it totaled. I got a decent amount of money for it. I'm not getting undercut by my insurance company at all, including my gear. So I already have a new Shearworth E1 on order, and I bought a new last year's model Climb Badlands jacket. So sure, sorry I can't give you the newest reviews because I just can't afford it, unlike all the new gear, unless Climb is just gonna start throwing new gear to try out. Again, sorry for the poor audio both here and on site at the crash, and also just my weird sentence structures. I wasn't really hyped up about it, but I was just a little confused about what to do and was kind of almost rambling more than I needed to. So yeah, new bikes that I'm looking at. My brother actually has a bike he might be willing to sell me, which I actually did the R1200GSA he saw me on about a year ago. And I'm kind of looking at the Africa Twin, the Honda Africa Twin Adventure Sports model that's coming out, which is essentially like the GSA version of the Africa Twin. I don't want a DCT model. I don't want to ride a big scooter. Maybe I'll change my mind if I ride one, but I don't think I'm gonna want that. So we'll see what happens there. I'm still kind of searching around. No one really has the Adventure Sports model yet, or if they do, it's already been spoken for. I saw one in person at SF Moto in the city here, San Francisco. It looked pretty nice. I think I just have to ride one. I'm gonna rent one pretty soon. As soon as I have that helmet, I'll go on a rental ride. So again, thanks for watching. Don't get complacent. That's how I crashed here. It's really just, I think I've just ridden so many miles in the past 3 years of riding that I just got so used to these bikes, especially going from an 1150GS to a 1200GSA. I just get so used to it and I almost forget that I'm riding a motorcycle, and that becomes unsafe in its own way. That it's almost like saying that GSA is so good that it's actually kind of bad, right? And that's, I don't know, it's a weird way to look at it, but take it for what it's worth. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Appreciate all the comments already from the Glover review, the post-crash Glover review, saying, you know, I hope you're safe, I hope you're okay. I luckily just got up and just had like a bruised knee and also the top of my nose, believe it or not. Basically because the helmet I had was so worn in that when I had a impact, even just a light impact here, I think it actually forced down on my glasses and kind of not messed up my nose, but just enough pressure on it to cause a black and blue there. So ride safe, everyone. Take care.